This is a quick tutorial to show you how to find electronic sources, specifically journal articles, using some of the databases available through the ACU library. So I'm going to walk you through what this will look like to help you find sources that are relevant to the passages that you're studying. So I'm here now at the library homepage, acu.edu/library, and of course I can type in things here into the one search bar, and I'll get back a lot of hits, some of which might be relevant, some of which might not. But let me show you a way to to get a more refined search for specific verses if you have verses or sections of verses in mind that you want to look at. First, go to Subject and Course Guides. There's several tabs down here below the search bar. If you go to Subject and Course Guides and then select Bible, it will take you to some curated sources specifically for biblical studies. Craig Churchill has put together this part of the website. And so there's some places you can do some searches here. I want to show you how to use the ATLA religion database to find specific articles on verses or sets of verses that you're wanting to study. So click Online Databases and go to the ATLA religion database. If you are not at ACU, it may ask you to log in using your login. But if not, it'll eventually take you to the EBSCO web search for the ATLA religion database. So you'll see here we're searching the ATLA religion database. I can just type in some things here into this search box, but again, there is a way to be more focused. If I click up here on scriptures at the top, it will bring up, it'll allow me to search for things that have been tagged for specific scriptures. In our case, we're looking at 1 Peter. I'm going to jump to 1 Peter. All the books are listed in canonical order, so this is going to be right near the end. Almost there. Okay, so just click on any book. Now, if I were to click on 1 Peter here, it would bring back to me any article that is tagged with 1 Peter. That is any article that mentions 1 Peter in some way. That would be a little bit more than I want. So I'm going to click on Expand, and now that'll bring up chapter by chapter in 1 Peter. Again, if I was to click on chapter 1, it would bring back any article that in some way is tagged with chapter 1 from 1 Peter. But let's imagine that I want to focus on a specific verse. I can hit Expand one more time, and it will bring up every verse number from chapter 1. So I'm looking in 1 Peter chapter 1, and these are the particular verse numbers. And again, so let's imagine, for the sake of an example here, that I was wanting to do a search about the language of verse 7, where it says that they are being tested, their faith is being tested, more precious than gold that perishes though it is tested by fire. And so I want to explore that metaphor and what's going on there. That's in verse 7. So I would click on verse 7, and what's going to happen is it's going to run the EBSCO search for anything that has been tagged as mentioning 1 Peter 1:7 in some way. Now it's going to bring back things in different languages, as you can see here. So I might want to make a couple of selections to filter things down. If you're studying and only can access materials online, don't have access to the library, you might click full text, and then that will limit things to the articles that are full text. I might also available full text online. I might also choose to limit things to English if I don't know German or Korean. Those happen to be the other two options there. So now I've got only articles that are available as PDFs online and that are in English. And then I can kind of look through and see which ones seem like they might be the best fit. This one sounds like it might be right on point. It's talking about this idea of being tested and approved. So I might look at that one. I can scroll through and see some other examples. Some of these don't maybe look as specifically relevant to what I'm studying. Something on the narrative substructure of 1 Peter, for example, may mention my verse in passing, but it's really not the focus of that article. It may not be something I want to spend as much time with. This one, Fire in God's House, the influence of Malachi 3 in the New Testament, sounds like it may be really interesting. We've got this fire imagery in my verse. I might be curious about what's going on there. This will help me understand some of the Old Testament influences that have led to that imagery. So I can click on that, and it brings up some information about this source. And of course, I can just click on the PDF full text button, and I can find, it'll bring me to the PDF of that particular article. I can read it here online, or I can download it and read it from some other device on my own time. So again, that's a quick walkthrough of how you can use our library's databases, specifically the ATLA database, to find sources that are specifically focused on verses that you are studying.